The false Super Saiyan. So this video is about the nuances of endurance. Um, Nowadays, we have a lot of different things going on, particularly in the masculine space, in the male space. There's a lot of waning, or there's not really a lot of um, ambition to be found within the average common male in the United States, especially. But there are other nations being affected by this. Um, there's kind of this push, you can say, and I'm not putting blame on one side or the other, but from an esoteric standpoint, you have a shift where the more ambitious, more masculine energy is starting to be occupied by the average woman. So then it's creating a vacuum in the spiritual realm to where the average male is kind of feeling that void with feminine energy. And why this is interesting is that in order for the average man to want and drive to be more masculine, he essentially has to work against that spiritual void inside of him, which is the drive to be nothing, the drive to sit, the drive uh, to be at a standstill, to be at rest. So that is a strong energy in most men. And in order to counteract that, um, I would say this is kind of where the false Super Saiyan comes in, where in the false Super Saiyan, uh, that archetype, Goku is battling Lord Slug, and he gets to the point where he's exhausted and he doesn't have much energy left. I think this moment, the moment where he kind of gets to the point where he doesn't have energy left, that's where he taps into greater reserves and he becomes even stronger. Now, the people around him, the spectators, like King Kai, for example, were thinking, "Oh, he turned into a Super Saiyan," but no, he he needed to tap into the reserves deep inside of him that were already there. But Lord Slug just brought it out. And in this particular case, Lord Slug just represents the demons inside of Goku, is a way you could interpret it. But the battle that he was going through is what allowed him to tap into that energy, that reserve. So the average man is going to have to find something, some type of deeper austerity, even if it's not imminently available on the outward. He's going to have to find something internal, something based off a principle, something that he can feel that he needs to press against, and it's going to be something that he's going to be able to viscerally feel. He's going to be able to feel it very strongly, but it has to be consistent, because what the modern man is getting away from is consistency. We're getting away from austerity. We're getting away from the need to be masculine. Women have already fulfilled that need. So our energy is shifting towards our own self focus, which is kind of throwing everything out of whack. Um, I don't know. We can argue about whose fault it is another day. But the importance of this is the false Super Saiyan is kind of that push to do something, right? It's like you're scrambling for energy. You're scrambling for some type of meaning, some type of purpose. But this would just be a man who is energetically at a low point. He's at 0% or he's at 1%, and he feels comfortable at ease, but he's also he hates that he's at rest. He hates that he is so feminine, that he's not really exhibiting a lot of movement and a masculine energy, even though he has it and it's dormant within him. This this is kind of the push to create that perpetual, continual energy, so that it could eventually turn into what later in the Dragon Ball series we call the Super Saiyan. Yeah, it's a newly fleshed out idea, but that's the gist of it. The false Super Saiyan.